शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः दोर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिस्फटिकमणिमये अक्षमालां ददाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं वशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् उल्लङ्घ्य सिन्धोः सलिलं यशोकवह्निं जनकात्मजायाः आदाय तेनैव ददाह लङ्कां नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयम् आञ्जनेयमदिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजातधर्मूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् वाल्मीकि मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं यः पिबेत् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्टपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परम् व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलम् नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यः नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः जानकीकान्तस्मरणं जय जय राम राम आञ्जनेय महाराज की जय. Okay. So we were looking at Kishkinda Kanda. The killing of Vali has taken place and Hanuman is consoling Tara. Janasya niyatamevam bhutanam gatim tasmat shubham hi kartavyam panditena ihalaukikam. So Hanuman explains to Tara, says that once living beings come into this world, they have to again go back. This is a law of nature. So don't worry about this. It is whenever we are living on this earth, you try to do good karma so that it will lead to good results. But now if you look at the background story of Vali has done a lot of bad deeds, evil karma and so on. So the same fruit he is reaping now. So at least now that when all of us are alive, let us do good things so that we reap good results ahead. So this is how Hanuman consoled Tara. Next, finally, Vali passes away, and Vali now he addresses Sugriva. He tells Sugriva that you please take care of my son Angada. He gives him his golden necklace. Now, this golden necklace that was given to Vali, which Vali had, was actually presented to him by his father Indra. So, that golden necklace, it was said that because he had the golden necklace with him, he will always be victorious. He'll never be defeated, and so on. So, that golden necklace was actually a symbol of power, or you can say strength for Vali. Now, Vali, he advises Angada. He tells him that always you be under the care of Sugriva, you look at him as your own father, and so on. And that's how he breathes his last. देशकालौ भजस्वाद्य क्षममाणः प्रिया प्रिये सुखदुःखसः काले सुग्रीववशगो भव. So this Vali, he tells Angada that whatever you have pain, pleasure, anything, you like something, you don't like something also, everything you should submit it to Sugriva. What is the meaning of this is, whatever happens in your life, there might be few decisions that Sugriva takes as a king. You might not be in favor of that, but still, because he's your king, he's like a father figure for you, you have to follow what he says. There is no other option for that. So this here Vali, when we say value of equanimity, it means that Vali, he tells Angada that Just as you have regarded me till date as your own father, the same respect you must show to Sugriva too. Tara, she starts lamenting again 30 verses, which talks about the lamentations or the grief of Tara. अवस्थां पश्चिमां पश्य पितुः पुत्रसुदारुणां सम्प्रसक्तस्य वैरस्य गतोऽन्तः पापकर्मणा. So Tara, she laments by telling her son that we have seen the end of your father Vali. या दत्ता देवराजेन तव तुष्टेन संयुगे शातकुम्भमयीं मालां तां ते पश्यामि नेह किम्. And at this time, Tara notices that the golden necklace that Vali used to wear always, that was not there around his neck. So she asks, it was gifted to you by your own father Indra, where it is now. But then later she realizes that Vali had actually given the necklace to Sugriva. Now Sugriva and Tara, they request to Rama. Now Sugriva, though he had killed, or though he had made some plans along with Rama to kill Vali, ultimately Vali was his own elder brother. So obviously he had that affection for his brother, and now he feels guilty and he feels that no, what I did was wrong, and he wants to give up his life too. And then Tara, she also joins in. She tells Rama that you take away my life, you have killed my husband, so now I don't want to live any longer, and so on. Then this is when now Rama is completely in a state of confusion, right? Now someone, there is a death or so in the family, there's a lot of sorrow, right? Everyone is lamenting, everyone is crying. So at that time we have a few people who actually come and console us, right? So same thing here, Rama is also totally confused. Vali, Sugriva is coming and telling that I also want to give up my life. Ultimately he was the one because of whom Vali was being killed. Then Tara also comes and tells that you take up my life and so on. At this juncture, Rama was totally confused, but he advises, he tells everyone that whatever has happened, we cannot change that. Let us all move ahead in life. So everyone must move forward. This message here, Rama tells in, Rama highlights here. Now here, one, like if you look into the deeper meanings, there was one more meaning for this. Now Rama also, if you see, he in the Ramavatara, he has endured a lot in life, right? He had already lost his wife, then he was banished from the kingdom, and when he had lost his father. So all that grief was there. And previously, if you remember, Lakshmana at many times, whenever Rama was grieving, at that time Lakshmana many times plays the role of an advisor also, and he tells Rama that whatever happens, we have to accept that and move ahead in life. So Rama also, he knew this, but in the time of grief, we need someone who consoles us, right? So same year, Rama also takes that role, and he advises Tara, Sugriva, all the monkeys who are wailing the death of their king Vali, that we must all accept what has taken place and we must move ahead in life. Finally, now all the preparations, funeral preparations. Lakshmana also advises Tara that you give up your grief and so on. Finally, Vali's funeral begins. Funeral is done. Angada lights a fire. Vali's death is done. नियतिः कारणं लोके नियतिः कर्म साधनं नियतिः सर्वभूतानां नियोगेष्विह कारणम्. So all these things are highlighted in this sarga. Faith, or you can say destiny, whatever you want to call it. There is nothing beyond that, or we cannot move beyond that. Whatever happens, it is given to all beings, we have to accept it. न कर्ता कस्यचित् कश्चिन् नियोगे चापिनेश्वरः स्वभावे वर्तते लोकः तस्य कालः परायणम्. So here it says that no one can control your actions. So this has been mentioned here, not even God it seems. So what to talk about others or things around us. So basically a simple meaning is by one's own nature. Nature is nothing. One's life is controlled or governed by one's own nature. Now, what is the meaning of this? Is today we feel like doing something, right? Now, today, maybe currently, all of you feel like listening to the Ramayana. I'm feeling like telling about the Ramayana, right? But maybe after an hour or so, I might not be feeling so. Then maybe I'll engage in doing something else and so on. So, simple example is whatever we feel like doing, if something comes to our mind, we must. That's why we say, right? Shubhasya Shigram. Why do we say this words? Why do we say this quote that is there? That is because if something good comes to our mind, it doesn't take much time to even change that thought, be it good or bad, right? Whereas if an evil thing comes from it, evil thing is like maybe you develop some enmity or maybe you have an argument with someone. It takes a lot of time to come out of that or give up, right? Like, say, for example, I have some, maybe one of us, we have some argument, right? You don't want to give up, even I don't want to give up, and it, like out of you can say 100%, hardly 1% somewhere the thought comes and forget it. Let me give up. What's the use of arguing, right? Maybe this thought will come towards the end after we have tried our best in arguing, fighting, and so on. When there is no solution that is coming in, maybe we might give up. But usually we don't. Oh, let him give up. Let the opposite person give in. We, such thoughts come to our mind, right? So when negativity, fights, or you can say arguments come in, it becomes very difficult to accept. Okay, this is what is faith. Let me accept. Let me move about. But so it takes a lot of time to change those thoughts. Whereas in the case of good things that is there, okay, I have to do something. I have to go somewhere. Maybe I have to read the Ramayana. Something like this. If it comes, it doesn't take much time to change. Okay, this is coming. You. That's why we say, right? No, I got busy in something. I was doing something. Suddenly, I got a call. Also, I got busy. Right? We use such statements, right, in our daily life. Why it happens is because it doesn't take much time to distract our minds. This is nothing but one's own nature. So here the same thing has been mentioned. We cannot control what's happening. That's why whenever something comes to your life, you feel that it is good, do it immediately without any further delay. And here Vali also, whatever he did, he felt that he was doing right. He killed people around. Then he banished his own brother Sugriva from the kingdom and so on. He felt doing all this will help him, but ultimately it brought about his own end. So here you have something from the Gita. न कर्तृत्वं न कर्माणि लोकस्य सृजति प्रभुः न कर्मफलसंयोगं स्वभावस्तु प्रवर्तते. So here Lord Krishna also highlights this to Arjuna. He says that we should not blame anyone or anything for whatever is happening in our life. It is because of one's own nature or the gunas that one has. So basically we say no, God did this to me, God did that to me, or some other person did something. It is not at all so. What you do, the same fruits that you get. Today if you study the Ramayana, maybe 10 years later you will always remember the Ramayana. That is because of the karma, the efforts that you put in today, the fruits, the phalam you can see 10 years later. So here God has got nothing to do, you don't have anyone else to do, right? The Lord might set a thought in your mind that you're interested in the Ramayana. Maybe through some other source you might get the resource that okay, someone is teaching about the Ramayana, someone is telling something about the Ramayana. So you have got an opportunity, you have the interest that is being developed. But in spite of having all this, we need that will, right? Like I always keep telling, 8:30 if it starts, till 8:29 you must have the thought in mind that okay, I have to join the class. Maybe at 8:29 you feel no, today I'm not feeling like joining, everything is gone. No use of having the interest that has come in, no use of having a source. Okay, there is a class I can go and attend. So opportunities are there. God has given us a thought, but then it's no use if you don't feel like doing it, right? So that one, what do you call it as will, will, willpower we say, right? Or will, that will to do things, that is very much important. If that is not there, then everything is useless. Na datte kasyachit papam na chaiva sukritam vibhuh ajnanena vritam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavah. So Krishna also highlights. So when Arjuna he questions that why so much of dukkha is coming into my life and so on, Krishna tells the Lord has got nothing to do with this. You want to do something good or bad, that depends on your own karma. So that is because why you do evil things is because our inner knowledge that is there, that is attacked by ajnana, ignorance. What you're doing at times you don't know whether it is correct or wrong. So usually what happens is we end up doing the wrong things and later we realize that what I did was actually wrong. That should not happen. So that's why you go on the wrong track and so on. For this to highlight this, a very beautiful story is there. Once there was a Brahmana, and what he used to do is he used to engage in worship, this that. He was living in a forest like area, but once it so happened that he was a great scholar. He had many disciples, many shishyas whom he used to teach a lot of mantras, shlokas. He used to impart education, all that was being there. Once it so happened that um, now in those times you had those individual houses, so you have a lot of grass, plants growing about in the surroundings or in the garden area you can consider. So goats used to come and eat that grass that is there. So goats and other animals used to come and eat. So, and this Brahmin obviously used to not like that, this scholar. Now, our own plants are there. If some animal comes and eat, obviously we'll shoo the animal away. So one day it so happened that while he was shooing the animals away, he had a stick in his hand. So with the stick he used to shoot the animals. He he used to hit on air, the stick that is there. So once while he was hitting on air, just like an action to shoo away the animals. So one day what happened is a cow also came there. A cow came to eat the grass, and The Brahmin or the scholar, he actually did not see the cow who was there. And with the stick, he tried to shoo away the animal. So he ended up hitting this cow also. But the hit that was there, he hit the cow so hard that the cow fell down dead. So he did not do it intentionally, but it happened. So the cow was dead. Now, Gohatya Papam, he knew that killing a cow is a sin and he knew about this. So he did not want people to know around him to know about this. So what he does is he buries the cow in an open area, he makes a pit, he puts the cow inside, and somehow he comes out of that. But later, what happens is, but that thought is still there in his mind. It lingers somewhere saying that Gohatya Papam has come upon me, I've ended up killing a cow, and so on. The thought continuously is there in his mind that is troubling him. So finally, what he does is he consoles himself. How he consoles is Indra. Indra is the Lord who rules on our hands. So on our whatever actions we do, hands are ruled by Indra. So he says that no, I have not done anything. Indra, who's residing inside me, in my hands also, he is the one who's responsible for this action. Saying so, he consoles himself and he is happy. He's moving about in his everyday life. He doesn't feel bad that the Hatya has taken place, he has killed a cow and so on. He says whatever has happened is only because of Lord Indra, because he is the one who's a ruler of our hands. If I've hit him also, it is indirectly Lord Indra who has hit the cow and killed it. With this, he consoles himself and life moves about. Then after a few days, what happens is he gets a, now he was a great scholar, he used to teach his shishyas a lot. So he got a lot of appreciation from his shishyas and people around saying that you're a great teacher, you're a great guru, you're a great scholar. Because of you, all the shishyas are also excelling and so on. So listening to all this, and he was very happy. And listening to all this, he felt very proud, very happy. Further, someone comes and tells that you have returned different books, you have different returned different granthas also for your own shishyas. With that, it becomes easy for them to study. So all that, like this, there were a lot of credit that was given to him. Then he had developed a very beautiful garden also. That's how the animals used to come and eat the bushes, small plants and so on. So like this there were different things, so people used to come and praise him. So that's when he felt very happy. So people coming and praising him, that is, he had written a few books. For that he felt happy. With his own hands he had written books. Then he had grown bushes, trees and so on. A very beautiful garden he had made. So all that credit, he took it to himself. That was also done by his hands only, but he took it to himself. There he did not regard that it was done by Indra. So he felt very happy. So at this time, Indra himself comes in front of him and tells that, what is this? Only for the Gohatya that you did, you blamed me. And now, when you have written a few books or so, your shishyas are praising you, you have grown a very beautiful garden. That also, the same hands are doing it, right? Same hands which killed a cow. With the same hands you built a garden. With the same hands you have written books, notes, and so on. So the same hands are being used for different actions, but you are very smart. When you did the sin, that is Gohatya, you called me, you blamed me, and you felt that I have killed the cow. But for all the good things, you are taking the credit for yourself. How will this work? So this is when the scholar or Brahmin, he realized that this is something which human beings do decide as per the situation, that should not at all be done. So whatever we do, we should not blame it on the Lord alone. Okay, he is there, he is present. Now a very simple example, if all of us we believe that God is there within us, so that doesn't mean that if you do something, we don't say that God inside me is doing, right? No, we say no, I did this, I did that. We like appreciation for us. Whereas if we do something negative or evil, we blame the Lord inside, we don't do it, right? So the same thing. So through this story, okay, could everyone make out this story? Yes? Yeah. Yeah. So basically, on the same basis, this the Krishna also tells in the Gita, saying that you need not always blame. Okay, this is what is destiny. This is what is fate. This is what God has given me, and so on. Always blaming on things will never help. If you put in efforts, surely it does change. So the same thing is mentioned here also. न कालः कालमत्येति न कालः परिहीयते स्वभावं च समासाद्य न कश्चिदतिवर्तते. Now, Lord, though he is different, he cannot separate himself, or you can say deviate from time. So time also cannot be escaped at all. Time once gone, it is gone forever. You will not never get it back. So therefore, no one can change one's own nature. न कालस्यास्ति बन्धुत्वं न हेतुर्न पराक्रमः न मित्रज्ञातिसम्बन्धः कारणं नात्मनो वशः. So time is never under one's control. and there is no time for relation, friends, king, one's own valor, to show your skills in battle and so on. So all this is being explained to Tara, Angada, Sugriva, that there is no time that waits for anyone. Now that Vali has gone, we have to come out of this. So that's why all this explanation is given. किं तु कालपरिणामो द्रष्टव्यः साधु पश्यता धर्मश्चार्थश्च कामश्च कालक्रमसमाहिताः. Therefore, a wise man, he should know that how he must set about his life, how events have happened in his life, dharma, artha, kama, they are controlled by time alone. So for this, one more example, if you have to take is Dhruva Charitam. Dhruva, he did a lot of tapasya, the 5-year-old child. He did tapasya, Lord Vishnu came in front of him for the highest position. He gave him the highest position of a pole star. But there the Lord, he said, he told Dhruva that this is not the right time, wherein you have to go up and stay as a Dhruvatara. That is, as a pole star, you have a lot of duties that you have to do. That is considering dharma, artha, and kama. The first dharma, kshatriya dharmam, go back, rule your kingdom. Artha, ensure that your treasury is always full. So Dhruva was a kshatriya. So for him, his dharma was to take care of the kingdom, to be the king. Artha, generate money, wealth, and kama. Kama, certain desires to be fulfilled, bigger children, and so on. So, basic dharma, artha, kama, these three things had to be fulfilled. Only then he can attain moksha, that is, he can attain the Dhruva Padavi. So, there is still time for that. For now, you go back. So, even for Dhruva, also, in spite of doing many years of tapasya, in spite of attaining the highest position, the Lord sent him back, saying that now this is not the right time. You have the out of the four purusharthas, the first three purusharthas are still remaining, dharma, artha, kama. You fulfill that, then you come, then it will ultimately lead to the fourth one. So this is also due to time. There is a control on time. Finally, all this explanation is done. Everyone slowly comes out of that. Angada, Vali, Angada, Sugriva, Tara, all of them are consoled. Finally, Rama tells Hanuman that now you prepare for the coronation of Sugriva, and he says that Lakshmana will come and do the coronation of Sugriva, as I cannot enter a city for 14 years. So Rama, then he asked Sugriva that you get coronated fast. Angada should become the Yuvaraja. So the coronation of Sugriva, Sarga 27, Sarga 26. Now it was a rainy season for next 4 months. So coronation of Sugriva took place. Rama and Lakshmana, they stay in a mountain. Prashravana. Prashravana is the name of the mountain. And there Rama and Lakshmana, they spend time for the next 3-4 months during the rainy season. Rama, he feels again now things have happened. They've got the whereabouts of Sugriva, about the monkeys, about Sita. But still now Rama is sad because for the next 3-4 months he cannot take any action. Lakshmana he tries to console Rama. Sarga 27. So Rama speaks. Ratam hi bharyam smaratah pranebhyopi gariyasim udayabhyuditam drishtva shashankam cha visheshatah. Rama tells Lakshmana that every day when I see the moon rising in the east during the evening time, I always remember Sita. Viveshanatam ridra nishasu shayanam gatam tatsamuttena shokena bashpapopahata chetasa bashpopahata chetasa. At night time also Rama used to remember Sita and grieve. अलं वीरव्यथां गत्वा न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि शोचति शोचतो व्यवसीदन्ति सर्वार्था विदितं हि ते. So Rama tries to, Lakshmana is consoling Rama. He says, don't worry about the same thing. If you grieve about the same thing, we will not be able to achieve what we want. Samunmulaya shokatvam vyavasayam stiram kuru tatas saparivaram tam nirmulam kuru rakshasam. Lakshmana, he tells Rama that you remove all the sorrow that you have, be strong, be firm. Now we know the whereabouts of Ravana. Whatever we know till now, let us appreciate that and make plans to destroy the demon and his entire family, thus bring back Sita. Now, the Prashtavana mountain, entire Kishkinda area was very beautiful, just as entire everywhere there is beauty during the rainy season. Similarly, here also, this place was very beautiful. The elaborate description of the rainy season of this beauty is mentioned. Rama, he remembers Ayodhya, Sita, and Sugriva. That is looking Ayodhya because almost 13 years Rama has left Ayodhya. 4-5 months have passed since Almost 4 months have passed since Sita is abducted. Now, why four? How you have to make this calculation is 4 months during the rainy season. 4 months of rainy season. Then Hanuman goes to meet Sita. There Sita gives him a time of 2 months. So total 6 months. And 4 months before, that is the first 4 months. So 10 months, we have the reference that 10 months Sita lived in the kingdom of Ravana. So 4 months of rainy season, Sugriva, then 2 more months you can consider. After now, the entire Sundarkandam takes place in one day. Hanuman crosses over the ocean, he comes back. So there, Sita tells Hanuman that I have a time of only 2 months. In that 2 months, whatever you want, do it fast, otherwise I have to end up my life. So therefore, 6 months there, so 4 months. So roughly now 4 months have passed since Sita has been abducted, and he remembers Sugriva also. Why he remembers Sugriva here? Sugriva is there in the kingdom of Kishkinda, so he's waiting for the rainy season to end so that Sugriva can send his monkeys in search of Sita. एषा घर्मपरिक्लिष्टा नववारि परिप्लुता सीतेव शोकसन्तप्ता महीभाष्पं विमुञ्चति. So Rama is grieving by looking at the earth, rainwater, everywhere. So whatever he looks at, he sees Sita in it. नीलमेघाश्रिता विद्युत् स्फुरन्ती प्रतिभाति मा स्फुरन्ती रावणस्याङ्के वैदेहीय तपस्विनी. When he looks at the lightning in the sky, it feels as if Vaidehi Sita is asking for help. She is struggling to come from the clutches of Ravana. So basically, if you see through all these examples, but through whatever Rama sees around, he is remembering Sita. Nivritta karmayatano नूनं सञ्चित सञ्चयः आषाढीमभ्युपगतो भरतः कोसलाधिपः. So here Rama is remembering Ayodhya, and what he says is maybe Bharata would have completed the coronation. He would have become the Kosala before the month of Ashada. Why before month of Ashada? That is before the rainy season. नूनमापूर्यमाणायाः सरव्या वर्धतेरयः वां समीक्ष समायातम् अयोध्याया इव स्वनः. Rama remembers Ayodhya. He says, whenever I will be returning to Ayodhya, all the people of Ayodhya from it, they will gather around the Sarayu Tiram, on the banks of Sarayu, and they'll start cheering for me. They'll be very happy in seeing me. And when this happens, the speed of Sarayu river will also increase, will also rise, as if the river is also very happy in seeing all of us back. इमास्पीदगुणावर्षा सुग्रीवः सुखमश्नुते विजितारिः सदारश्च राज्ये महति च स्थितः. So now Rama feels sad. He says Sugriva has got back his kingdom. He is spending time with his wife. He has he has his enemy who has been killed. So now he is enjoying himself. Aham turtadarashta rajyacha mahatashchitaha nadikulam klinnam avasidami Lakshmana. He tells Lakshmana, I have lost my kingdom. I have been banished from my kingdom. Sorry, I have lost my wife. I have been banished from my kingdom. So there is only sorrow and sorrow everywhere. शोकश्च मम विस्तीर्णा वर्षाश्च वृषदुर्गमाः रावणश्च महान् शत्रुर् अपरं प्रतिभाति मे अपारं प्रतिभाति मे. Rama says that my sorrow or grief increases when I see the rains lashing more heavily, because it will become difficult for us to look out for Sita, to cover distances in finding out Sita. And Ravana, the who's our enemy, he will become very difficult to conquer, because first of all we don't know yet where Ravana is. But if we have to travel and go about anywhere, it will become more difficult during the rainy season, and which makes it very hard to travel. Now here you have a significance. Finally now Hanuman, what he does is, Hanuman, he advises Sugriva. He tells Sugriva that now the rainy season is almost about to end. We must now get up and surely help Rama. So Sugriva, he was enjoying all the pleasures of his kingdom. He was spending good time with his wife. So he was caught in that. That's when Hanuman comes. He wakes up Sugriva and advises Sugriva that now Rama has made his friendship. He has helped you. Now it is your time to help him back. Sugriva, he listens to the advice of Hanuman, and he asks Neela to call out all monkeys for the search for Sita. विहरन्तमहोरात्रं कृतार्थं विगतज्वरं क्रीडन्तमिव देवेशं नन्दनेप्सरसाङ्गणैः मन्त्रिशून्यस्तकार्यं च मन्त्रिणामनवेक्षकम् उत्सन्नराजसन्देशं कामवृत्तमवस्थितम्. So Sugriva, he was spending time with women like Indra will do with the Apsaras in the Nandana group, and that is he was basically enjoying his time. He was strolling in the gardens and so on. He did not even care for the kingdom. Looking at all this, Hanuman, he was very intelligent. He was a very smart, clever, wise minister of Sugriva. So he advises Sugriva निश्चितार्थोऽर्थतत्त्वज्ञः कालधर्मविशेषवत् प्रसाद्य वाक्यैर्मधुरैः हेतुमद्भिर्मनोरमैः वाक्यविद्वाक्यतत्त्वज्ञं हरीशं मारुतात्मजः हितं तत्त्वं च पत्यं च सामधर्मार्थनीतिमत् प्रणयप्रीतिसंयुक्तं विश्वासकृतनिश्चयं हरीश्वरमुपागम्य हनुमान् वाक्यमब्रवीत्. Hanuman was aware of his duties and he knew that actions had to be taken at the right time. He went to Sugriva and he told him that he spoke in a well way, in a very nice way, so that the king also will not feel bad because ultimately he was Sugriva Sachiva, minister of Sugriva. So he cannot go and maybe advise the king or speak very rudely, you have to do this, don't you remember, and so on. So very nicely he spoke in a pleasing way. And Sugriva also, which made Sugriva understand, Sugriva also tried to react. न च कालमतीतं ते निवेदयति कालवित् त्वरमाणोऽपि सम्प्राज्ञः तव राजन्वशानुगः. So Hanuman advises Sugriva that a wise man like Rama, he always believes in doing things on time. So even if you delay it, still he will not come and tell you. Since he is staying in your kingdom, since he wants your help, actually he is dependent on you. So he is not going to force, he by himself will not come and tell you, but we have to also follow our duties properly. कुलस्य हेतुस्फीतस्य दीर्घबन्धुश्च राघवः अप्रमेयप्रभावश्च स्वयं च प्रतिमो गुणैः. So your Hanuman advises as Rama is your good friend and he is going to be your friend for a very long time. So therefore you must always help him because he has helped you first. तस्य त्वं कुरु वै कार्यं पूर्वं तेन कृतं तव हरीश्वर कपिश्चेष्टान् आज्ञापयितुमर्हसि. Hanuman says just as Rama helped you timely by killing Vali and by restoring back your kingdom, giving your wife back. Similarly, now it is your duty to help Rama. नहि तावद् भवेत् कालः व्यतीतश्चोदनादृते चोदितस्य हि कार्यस्य भवेत् कालव्यतिक्रमः. So now, if you do things on time, then there will be no problem at all. But if there is a delay, then surely it will be like as if we are not doing our duties properly. So all this advice Hanuman is giving Sugriva. Sugriva finally realizes. Now, even though all this advice was given by Hanuman to Sugriva, it's not that Sugriva acted on this immediately. And by this time, what happened is Rama little starts getting angry. And he tells, getting angry because he waited for a long time for Sugriva to respond from his side, but Sugriva does not return back. So now Rama gets angry and finally he tells Lakshmana that you go and tell Sugriva because he could not enter the city of Kishkinda, kingdom of Kishkinda. So Rama tells Lakshmana that you please go and tell Sugriva that we need your help actually, and just as promised, you are not doing that. Now here you also have the monsoon, the rainy season has ended. So how the atmosphere is around, that description is also given in detail. क्रियाभियोगं मनसः प्रसादं समाधियोगानुगतं च कालं सहायसामर्थ्यमदीनसत्त्वः स्वकर्महेतुं च कुरुष्वतात. Lakshmana and Rama, they speak about how to console oneself, how to meditate, and so on. So they say that let us now take some action. Just sitting and simply uh, waiting for Sugriva to come will never help. Let us practice. Let us do some karma. That is it. Let us take some action. And at the same time, let us compose our mind also. Now, continuously, Rama was thinking about Sita. The thoughts of Sita were disturbing him. So that's when Lakshmana advises that you become little calm first, to cool down your mind and so on, and let us make strength so that we are mentally and physically prepared to put in efforts to bring back Rama. Nissamshayam to bring back Sita. Sorry. Nissamshayam karyamavekshitabhyam kriya visheshophyanuvartitavyah nanu pravrittasya durasadasya kumarakaryasya phalam chachintyam. So Rama says, I agree. So basically, the first verse has been verse number 17. Sarga 30, Kishkinda Kandam is told by Lakshmana. Verse number 20 is the reply that Rama gives to Lakshmana. He tells, yes, I know that I have to be prepared and so on. I have to consider the work that has to be done. But then you go and follow up with Sugriva now, because now we have to think over this. We have already waited. We cannot just be dependent and waiting for the opposite person to respond. So now you go and ask Sugriva what exactly he is about. Chatvaro Varshika Masa, 4 months of rainy season. I just told you, right? 4 months are done. So same thing. Gata Varshashatopamaha Mama Shoka Vibhutasya Saumya Sitamapashyataha. He says 4 months have passed since without seeing Sita. 4 months of rainy season are also gone. It is equal as if 100 years of grief is there for me. So therefore, please now actions has to be taken fast. अर्थेनामुपपन्नानां पूर्वं चाप्यपकारिणाम् आशां संश्रुत्य यो हन्ति स लोके पुरुषादमः अधमः. Now we have three categories: Uttamaha, Madhyamaha, Adamaha. Uttamaha, superior; Madhyamaha, mediocre; Adamaha, inferior. So the people who are especially friends also who have promised that we'll do something back, if they don't keep up their promise and they fail to implement the same, they are considered as Adamaha, the lowest. शुभं वा यदि वा पापं यो हि वाक्यमुदीरितं सत्येन प्रतिगृह्णाति स वीरः पुरुषोत्तमः. On the other hand, one who keeps up his promise and helps, whether he is good, bad, however it is, such a person is truly heroic and supreme. Purushanam Uttamaha, Purushottamah, greatest among men. एक एव रणे वाली शरेण निहतो मया त्वां तु सत्यादधिक्रान्तं हनिष्यामि स बान्धवम्. So Rama's message to Sugriva. Rama tells Lakshmana that you convey this message to Sugriva. What is that? With a single arrow I killed Vali, and now if you do not keep up to your promise with a single arrow, I will now kill you along with all your near and dear ones. Rama finally, now Lakshmana is very angry. He goes to meet Sugriva. Lakshmana arrives and he asks Angada. Angada was waiting. He sees Angada on the way. He tells Angada, you go and tell Sugriva that I have come to meet him. Angada does the same. And Sugriva then, he is angry. He consults all his ministers, Hanuman, Jambavan, and so on. That what is the reason why Lakshmana is so angry? Now Hanuman, he tells that I just now a few days back I told you that you please start taking action for the same purpose. Lakshmana would have come today. You please go and ask apology of Rama also. We have not kept up the promise. सर्वथा सुकरं मित्रं दुष्करं परिपालनम् अनित्यत्वाच्च चित्तानां प्रीतिरल्पेऽपि भिद्यते. Now, maintaining relationships or keeping friendship is not that easy. It is very easy to get a friend, but to maintain the friendship, to sustain it, that is very, very difficult, because due to fickleness, that is chanchala buddhi, like it has happened here in the case of Sugriva. Once his work was done, he forgot what has to be done, so therefore the friendship will be broken. Praptamudyoga kalam to na vaishi haripungava tvam pramatta ide vyaktam lakshmano yamihagataha. So now Hanuman, he says that now we have to take some action. You call all your enemies and so on. And Sugriva had a bad habit of consuming drinks, so that's why he was intoxicated. He did not know what was happening around, in spite of Hanuman telling him, counseling him a few days back. Still, he was not aware. And Lakshmana has, so now Hanuman says Lakshmana has come here for this purpose, to make you remember, to remind you that you have to take your action back. नियुक्तैर्मन्त्रिभिर्वाचो ह्यवश्यं पार्थिवो हितम् अत एव भयं त्यक्त्वा ब्रवीम्यवधृतं वचः. So now Hanuman says that good counselors or ministers are one who will always give you good advice. So you don't have to fear on this. You please come, and whatever I tell you, you have faith in my words and you take actions. न सक्षमः कोपयितुं यः न सक्षमः कोपयितुं यः प्रसादः पुनर्भवेत् पूर्वोपकारं स्मरता कृतज्ञेन विशेषतः. One who actually is deserves whatever we have promised him, he should never be offended and so on, and we should always remember the help that is given by someone to us earlier, and we have kept our promise, we have made words, we have promised the opposite person, so that should always be done. We must never forget this. So all this counseling is given by Hanuman to Sugriva. So here, note one thing, that why Sugriva behaves this way. Now, Sugriva was a good person, right? It was not his nature to behave in this manner. But then why it happens here, he forgets. For this is like, if you consider the deep meaning out of this, it is said that this is what is human nature. Many times it happens, right? Even if we do something good to others, or the opposite person at times, they will do something, but in the course of time people forget, right? So maybe I helped you the other day, so somewhere or the other we have in our minds that the opposite person, okay, I helped him that day, but he should also help me back. So maybe we don't expect, but still somewhere, even for small things, right? Somewhere we have, okay, now if say for example I gave you something, we asked someone for money, also someone gave me 1,000 rupees, I gave them, someone, they gave me, it is my duty to pay the person back. Maybe the opposite person does not expect, he or she might not come and ask me directly, but still somewhere, maybe I forget, or on purpose I don't return back, whatever it is, the opposite person always will have this thought, or this is human nature, that no, that day I gave him 1,000 rupees, he doesn't even have the courtesy to return it back, right? Now, some people are maybe straightforward. They'll go and ask, I give you, you give me back. Some people will say, no, forget it, leave. But still, thought is always there. And whenever that person comes in front of us, we look at that person, the same thought lingers in our mind saying that I gave you 1,000 rupees, this person has not returned till date. So, even for small issues like this, we remember. So, here you imagine in case of Rama, whose entire help, or you can say who was completely dependent on Sugriva's help, he is waiting for Sugriva to respond, but there is no action at all. That is when he gets angry, he sends Lakshmana, and now Hanuman is advising Sugriva, telling that please take action quickly because Rama is waiting for you. Finally, Lakshmana, he meets Sugriva, and when Lakshmana passes on through Kishkinda, how is the description? How exactly Kishkinda looks? Now, if you see, Valmiki, he is known for his descriptions of nature. And why nature? And now you see description of the rainy season, description of the autumn season, or when they went through the forest of the Dandaka forest, or the place Chitrakuta, Panchavati, wherever they were residing, we saw, right, that the forests or nature was described elaborately. So Valmiki is known for his elaborate descriptions of nature. This is one, to show his poetic genius. Second is when we have elaborate, you can say, descriptions of nature, somewhere we know that the text cannot be false or it cannot be fiction at all, because now say for example we say I'm going to a particular place. If such a place does not exist, there cannot be a detailed description, right? Now I went to a market, when we read some fiction stories or so, they will just mention the place. The place will not be elaborately described, or even if it is described, it will seem like fiction only. But here, if you see elaborately, you have the place. Even today, we have this place Kishkinda. Kishkinda is nothing but today's Hampi. Today's Hampi, or the nearby areas of Hampi, that is there. People today go as a great tourist spot, right? So why this description was given is to note and to tell that such a place actually exists, and Valmiki was also very much part of Ramayana. So he has actually seen all this, and the same description he makes it. So that's how the name also comes for both Ramayana and Mahabharata as Arsha Mahakavyas. Arsha is something which is composed by the rishis. Both Vyasa and Valmiki, they were very much present during the times of Ramayana and Mahabharata. So basically, composing the Ramayana and Mahabharata is like a report writing. That is there. There is no place for fiction or something as, or it's not writing history or nothing of that sort. Just happened. We are also a part of it. Just writing whatever has happened. So like how we have news reports and so on. So it's like just recent news that has taken place. We are also a part of it. We have seen that actually happening. Same thing is reported. So that's why you have these descriptions of nature also. That's how Ramayana becomes 24,000 verses. Lakshmana finally coming back. Lakshmana arrives at Sugriva's place, and now Lakshmana was very angry. Lakshmana is known for his anger too and his nature, angry nature. So at the time, Sugriva very smartly, what he does is he tells Tara. Now Tara was a very intelligent lady, and to a woman, Lakshmana might not be very angry. He might not react in an angry manner. So Sugriva he tells Tara that you please go and you talk to Lakshmana. Let his anger cool down a bit. Then I will come into picture. So Lakshmana he goes and he meets Tara and he is very angry. He says, "What is this? You got back your kingdom. Now you're very happy. You're just indulging in drinks with women all around, with wives and so on. You're enjoying a very good time. What is this? You have given us a promise. We are waiting for you. 4 months' time is already given to you. It is your duty to come back. You're not even thinking about it." Tara finally she pacifies Lakshmana. She cools him down and then she takes him to Sugriva and finally now little Lakshmana's anger is cooled down. What he says, "न चिन्तयति राज्यर्थं नास्मान् शोकपरायणान् सामात्य परिषत्तारे पानमेवोपसेवते." Lakshmana tells Tara that, "Oh Tara, we are in grief. We are waiting for Sita. Rama is in grief. He wants Sita to come back." And Sugriva is not realizing this. He's not even being a good king. He's just indulged. He's drinking in the company of his ministers. He's spending time with women and so on. He's just in his own world. This is not at all done. He's not being a good king. At the same time, he's not even responding to the promise which he had made us. समांसाश्चतुरः कृत्वा प्रमाणं प्लवगेश्वरः व्यतीतांसान् मदव्यग्रो विहरन्नावबुध्यते. He says that already 4 months are spent in drinkings and so on, and enjoying drinks, intoxication, and he does not even realize that he has not kept up his words, he has not kept up his promise. So basically, here why this drinking has been highlighted is Sugriva had a very bad habit of intoxication, that is of drinks. Even Vali also had the same thing, and here a deeper meaning is drinks, or you can say here just it's just one example of drinks. It can be anything. Intoxication or addiction that we call, that is very very dangerous. You see, sometimes people who have this habit of smoking, right, if they don't smoke, like especially if you go to maybe public places or so, they might be very decent people, but still if they don't get whatever they don't they're not able to smoke also in such a situation, those people will become helpless or restless, right? Not helpless, they become restless because they are used to that. So such addictions are always there. The same thing used to happen with Sugriva and Vali. So here why it is being highlighted very clearly is all these kinds of addictions are very very dangerous. Already 4 months are gone in that. We don't come to know how life goes about in this, or even sometimes people have those gambling and such addictions that are there. न हि धर्मार्थसिद्ध्यर्थं पानमेवं प्रशस्यते पानादर्थश्च धर्मश्च कामश्च परिहीयते. He says drinking in this manner will not help at all. It will lead to loss of wealth, dharma, your ambition, what you want to do, and so on. Everything will be lost. कोपं कथं नाम गुणप्रकृष्टः कुमार कुर्यादपकृष्टसत्त्वे कस्त्वद्विदः कोपवशं हि गच्छेत् सत्त्वावरुद्धस्तपसः प्रसूतिः. Now Tara consoles Lakshmana. She tells him that you are a great person. Sugriva is a person of ignorance. He doesn't know much. So therefore, you don't be angry at all. So therefore, a person like you who's aware of virtues and so on, how can you be angry on Sugriva who's not aware? So I'll go and pacify him. I'll go and advise him. He will surely come back on the right track. So basically here, Tara tries to console Lakshmana, telling that you don't react this way, you don't get angry, I'll go and speak to Sugriva and so on. So it's just consoling, mere consoling that takes place. तच्चापि जानामि यदविषह्यं बलं नरश्रेष्ठशरीरजस्य जानामि यस्मिंश्च जनेव बद्धं कामेन सुग्रीवमसक्तमद्य. So Tara also she agrees with Lakshmana and she says that I know about the lust which has come out in Sugriva. So basically what has happened is Sugriva had lost his kingdom, he was away from his wife, he was away from all the riches of the kingdom, and suddenly if you see, he has got everything, right? He has got his wife back, he has got his kingdom back, he's got his wealth, the riches, whatever he wants he can do. So a very simple example, sometimes what happens is suddenly you see some people suddenly if they get a lot of money also, they don't know what to do, right? So it will just go about here and there, they'll put it here, put it there, and ultimately maybe instead of buying one house we end up buying 10 houses. Suddenly if someone gets a lottery or so, to take up loans from different places, we feel that we can do everything. Ultimately it leads to one's own loss later. But this we don't realize. Suddenly, when things come, I want to do a lot of things and everything is there under our control, we lose our mind, right? So the same thing happens here also. So therefore, Tara says that's the reason why Sugriva has got everything all of a sudden. Now he doesn't know how to react. He's actually addicted towards these things. न कामतन्त्रे तव बुद्धिरस्ति त्वं वै मतामन्युवशं प्रपन्नः न देशकालौ हि न चार्थधर्मौ अवेक्षते कामरतिर्मनुष्यः. Tara says that you are angry and now your mind is not at all thinking about sensual pleasures and so on. So therefore you cannot, you are fully focused on your goal, on your goal. But for one like Sugriva, who's engaged in pleasures and so on, for him he does not see what is the place, is it a kingdom, I have to attend to my duties, or what is the time. Almost 4 months are being spent. For him, he does not consider anything, artha, dharma, nothing is there. He's just fully addicted in that. So basically here Tara is trying to tell all this to Lakshmana. Lakshmana, he says that whatever it is, Lakshmana was also very shrewd. He knew that Tara was actually sent by Sugriva in order to pacify and console him. But he, Tara being a lady, being the queen, he could not tell her much. But then very smartly, Lakshmana says, forget about all this. You directly go, bring Sugriva in front of me. I wish to speak to him. I want the action should be done to be taken soon. So all this we can speak about later. You first call upon Sugriva. We have to come to some conclusion. So finally Sugriva is shocked on seeing Lakshmana and directly he goes, Lakshmana goes and speaks to Sugriva saying that what you're doing is wrong, this, that and so on. सत्त्वाभिजनसम्पन्नः सानुक्रोशो जितेन्द्रियः कृतज्ञः सत्यवादी च राजा लोके महीयते. Lakshmana, he accuses Sugriva saying that you're not a good king at all. You have to be one who cares for your family. You are very much compassionate. You have a proper control on yourself. You should be truthful. You should be grateful and so on. None of these qualities are there in you. Therefore, you are not a good king at all. ब्रह्मज्ञे च सुरापे च चोरे भग्नवर्ति व्रते तथा निष्कृतिर्विहिता सद्भिः कृतज्ञे नास्ति निष्कृतिः. He says even for a person who kills a Brahmin or a drunkard person, a thief, or for all these people, for a thief, for a killer of a Brahmin, for a drunkard, and for one who violates certain vows that we have to follow, certain rituals that we have to follow, for them also, for people who commit such sins also, there is some prayashchitta that is there. But then there is nothing for a person who is ungrateful, he says. Now, this is a sense of gratitude, right? We have something called, I think a few days back it took place, right? Something called Thanksgiving, right? What is that Thanksgiving? We don't celebrate in Bharata, but in some countries they celebrate. That's nothing but we are thankful for things being around all of us. But even in our own traditions, if you see, offering Nevidyam or so that we do, well, this is actually a sense of gratitude. Though it's not that the food that you offer, the Lord is going to come and consume. That is just our bhava that is there. But the deep meaning in that is today food is there in front of me on my plates, it is there. Whatever I've got is due to the grace of the Lord. So therefore, before I consume, let me keep it to the Lord and then I will consume it as His prasada. So that is again a sense of gratitude that we have. Or if someone gives us something, immediately we say thank you, right? Doesn't matter that two words, doesn't matter why I say thank you or I don't say what you have to do. I'm not losing anything. Sometimes we come across people, right? But even those words, thank you, sorry, please, when we say, we actually feel happy. Okay, I gave him something, he told me thank you, right? So these are all small things, but being grateful. Like I told you, if we ask someone something and if the person helps us, we feel happy, right? And at the same time, if we help someone, someone is grateful saying that that day you helped me, I'm very much grateful to you and so on. Or even in case of all of us also, right? If I say you, okay, thanks that all of you are attending these lectures also, I'm grateful to all of you. Why am I grateful to you? Only if all of you come, I can speak, right? Otherwise, it's of no use. Or maybe all of you might tell me, thank, thank, thank you that every Sunday you're telling us something about the Ramayana. We are getting to know little about the Ramayana. So it's not that you don't know about the Ramayana, or it's not that I want to speak about the Ramayana only for that you have to come. But then it's a sense of gratitude. Something is happening, the opposite person is helping us, so we are being grateful. So this simply as gratitude is something which is very, very important. Lakshmana highlights on these points saying that first, and why this has been highlighted much is and why so much of explanation is needed is because is very easy for us to take help from others, but it becomes very difficult to remember who has helped us and so on. That's why we have so many issues, right? I helped them, you helped me. But on these fights and arguments also that take place, mostly it is because of being ungrateful. Someone helps us somewhere, but then we never remember that. We just go about. But then the person who helped, he definitely feels bad. So here also, Rama had very much kept his promise. He had helped Sugriva, but Sugriva is not keeping up his word now. He's become being ungrateful. This is what hurts Lakshmana, and he gets very angry. Tara again, she is also following Lakshmana, and she tries to cool down Lakshmana and says that certain steps have been taken, and now Sugriva is actually planning, has made certain preparations and plans are going on. Sugriva also, he apologized. He says, yes, I have full support to what Rama has to do. We are setting out in search of Sita. I have called all the monkeys. All the monkeys have gathered. Finally, Lakshmana's anger cools down. He returns back and he waits for the monkeys to come. सीतां प्राप्स्यति धर्मात्मा वदिष्यति च रावणं सहायमात्रेण महा राघवस्वेन तेजसा. So here now Sugriva he feels bad, but then he tries to console Lakshmana. He says that Rama does not need a huge army at all. Merely with my assistance alone or by his own energy that is there, he can restore Ravana back. So this is how Sugriva speaks. Now on this lines, this could have been done by Rama. Now Rama, if he is Lord himself, he can go, he can fight with Ravana and he can bring Sita back, right? Or just as in the Sundarakandam also, Hanuman tells Sita, even now you sit upon my back, I will take you back to Rama. You don't have to wait here and so on. But there are certain reasons why things take place. Now, as per if you see the background stories, before Ramavatara, Vishnu was cursed that you will have to seek the help of monkeys. So that curse has to come true, right? That is one reason that took place in the Rama Avatara. Secondly, Rama Avatara, Rama is a Naraha, is a man, it's a Naravatara. Therefore, he cannot do something godly also. He has to behave like a man. Man cannot directly go and attack anyone. He has to seek the help of others. Only then things can be done. That is one more reason. Thirdly, with reference to Hanuman going and telling Sita, at that time Sita assures that today if I come and sit upon your back and you take me back, the entire world will keep names for Rama. Saying that what is this? He cannot even take care of his wife. A monkey had to come and carry her on her back and carry her on his back and bring her back to Rama. This is not a right way. The world will not look upon Rama as a good person. Secondly, I want Rama only to put in efforts, come back and take me. Come and take me back. That is what I want, so that he knows how whatever I have suffered, how Ravana is mighty, and so on. So I want Rama to do that. This doesn't mean that Sita was doubtful about Rama or she wanted Rama to know things that no, I want to show you how Ravana is great and so on. It's not like that, but then little she some things had to be done by Rama only. Now, why such things are told is it was destined that Rama only will kill Ravana, right? In fact, Rama Avtara also took place only for the main purpose was to kill Ravana. So it cannot happen that Hanuman takes back Rama and the story ends there. That will not happen. So certain things are under the control of destiny also. So therefore, here we must always keep in mind that no, Rama can easily go and kill Ravana, right? Why did need come to seek the help of monkeys? There are certain reasons for that. So, like this, for whatever happens, there is a proper reason. It's just that we have to interpret, and the explanation should be in the right. Further, Sugriva he asked for forgiveness. यदि कृञ्चिदतिक्रान्तं विश्वासात् प्रणयेन वा प्रेष्यस्य क्षमितव्यं मे न कश्चिन्नापराध्यति. He says that if I've lost faith, if Rama has lost faith in me or if I've exceeded my time or so, I agree for that and I ask for your forgiveness. And he says there is no one in this world who doesn't make any mistakes at all, who is flawless. Therefore, I have also committed a few mistakes. You please forgive me. I will start my mission. Soon I've sent out monkeys and so on. So this is how Sugriva tries to console Hanuman. And now Lord of Monkeys. Sugriva immediately commands Hanuman, you call all the monkeys. All the monkeys come from all the different directions. Thousands and crores of monkeys they assemble at Kishkinda. And monkeys, it seems that when they were coming, they bring herbs, fruits also for their king right from the Himalayas. They bring it for their new king, Sugriva. So that was their amount of respect. Just as we go to someone's house or so, we'll take something with us, right? So, or even in those times, if a neighboring king has to go and meet another king, maybe they will carry gold coins, wealth, and so. But for monkeys, what they will carry is herbs, fruits, trees, and so on. So this was a sense of respect that the monkeys had for their king, Sugriva. Sugriva and Lakshmana, it seems that they arrive. Now Lakshmana was also in Kishkinda. Both of them, they arrive in a palanquin through Prashravana mountain where Rama and Lakshmana were residing. Rama asked Sugriva that now you immediately start taking action. And Sugriva, he says that yes, lots of monkeys have come. I have bought all of them here. You can see for yourself. So here now Rama little he advises all the monkeys, or Sugriva also advises this. What he says, Dharmamartham cha kamam cha yastu kalena shevate vibhajya satadam veera saraja harisattama. A king who divides his time properly on dharma, artha, and kama, such a person is surely a hero and he is a real king. But the opposite of this, hitva dharmam tatartham cha kamam yastu nishevate savrikshagre yatha suptaha patitah pratibudhyate. A person who neglects dharma, artha, and he pursues only kama. Kama is nothing but sensuous pleasures. It is as if a person he feels as if he's on top, but actually he has fallen down. So that is his level. Now you see the amount of monkeys who come in. 10 raised to 70. This is the value. शतैश्शतसहस्रैश्च वर्तन्ते कोटिभिश्च प्लवङ्गमाः अयुतैश्च वृतावीराः शङ्कुभिश्च परन्तप अर्बुदैरबुदशतैः मध्यैश्चान्त्यैश्चवानराः समुद्राश्च परार्धाश्च हरयो हरियूथपाः आगमिष्यन्ति ते राजन् महेन्द्रसमविक्रमाः. It's not just crores, something even beyond that. So you can see the numbers. Ayutas, Shanku, Arbudas, hundreds of Arbudas. These are all time measurements. Okay. Antya, Samudras, Parardhas, 10 raised to 70. So many number of monkeys they come in, and they are all equal to Indra, it seems, in courage. Now, who are all these monkeys? Is when Ramavatara took place, many gods also they also incarnated as monkeys so that later they can join in during the Rama Ravana Yuddha. So that is the significance, how so many monkeys have come. Now, through such references that are there, it becomes very, very difficult to call Ravana as a mere, you can say some, just as people call it as mythology or something like that. I don't know if few of you have the, I think in news, what is there? The Mathura scam that is going on. Did anyone listen to that debate wherein we had a few scholars or so, you call the Mathura scam as something called mythology. And then you had the opposite party reacting to that. The stories of Krishna as mythology. Did anyone listen to that? I think just 2 3 days back you had the debate. In news it was there. No? Okay. So basically we had few people from the other communities who are calling about. That was their view. Of course, we cannot blame today's someone belonging to some other community today. We cannot blame them for something which happened thousands of years back, right? Now, there are even in, they say, for example, even in Sanatana Dharma followers also, there are few people who are evil. That doesn't mean the entire community is like that, right? So that's the same for other communities. But yes, there were few scholars who say now Ayodhya is coming in, so now little bit they are focusing on Mathura. Rama Janmabhoomi is done, now Krishna Janmabhoomi. So Krishna stories of Krishna not is just mere mythology, this and that. We must forget the term mythological stories. Mythological stories, myth, something which is a myth or fiction. It's not a myth at all. So though very casually we use this term mythological stories, it is not at all so. We have itihasas, itihasam, that which has happened, or thus it has happened. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas also they have got a lot of significance. They are not again just mere myths that are there. So this term was used and then it led to a lot of controversy saying that how can you call the birth of Krishna, the stories of Krishna as mere myth or mythological stories. If that is so, today we'll never have Mathura. And there are references wherein this Mathura has been mentioned as a place of Krishna Janmabhoomi. There are various texts also for that, even for Ramayana and so on. So there are a lot of references in many places, many books wherein it has been mentioned, or even in inscriptions and so on. So we cannot just term as something which is mythology. So, and then the controversy followed. So, why I'm telling you all this is when you have so much of numbers, 10 raised to 17, and you have the numerical values of monkeys that is given, none of us went and actually counted whether so many monkeys are there, nor did we see. But just because we were not present there, we cannot term it as myth at all. Then why is this number mentioned there? And there are references and research that proves that. Of course, still research is going on, how Ramayana is true, this, that, and so on. So the point is, we must never term things merely as a myth or mythology that is there. We ourselves must know what is our own itihasams. Okay, so these were the number of monkeys who came in. Now, to explain these numbers, 10 raised to 17, which is beyond human capacity mostly, you have the reference from Leelavati of Bhaskaracharya. Bhaskaracharya, a great scholar, his daughter was Leelavati, and his mathematical treatise was also called Leelavati, which he named after his daughter. एकदशशतसहस्रायुतलक्षप्रयुतकोटयः क्रमशः अर्बुदमब्जं खर्वनिखर्वमहापद्मशङ्खस्तस्मात् जलधिष्ठान्त्यं मध्यं परार्धमिति दशगुणोत्तरं संज्ञाः सङ्ख्याया स्थानं व्यवहारार्थं कृताः पूर्वैः. What exactly it is? 10 raised to 1 ekah, sorry, 1 ekah, 10 raised to 1 dishah, 2 shatam, 3 sahasram, 4 ayutam, and so on. So what is parardham is 10 raised to 70. Something beyond million, billion, trillion, zillion. 10 raised to 15 antyam, that is zillion, and 10 raised to 70. Right? So for us, if you say even million, that is also like million is like infinity, right? For us. So, but here it is. So this was the amount of monkeys who had assembled for helping Rama. You have some reference books also that is given. It seems that in Sanskrit you have numbers 10 raised to 140. That is amount that is mentioned. So Ganita Shastram is something which was so rich for Bharata Desha. So today we study a lot of theorems given by people from outside, but Bhaskaracharya's Leelavati, and there are so many other books that are there. 10 raised to 140. Just imagine the number it will. People who are not aware of maths at all or very much weak in maths like me, is something which is beyond. Like if you even think about it, you'll go mad, right? But we have to feel very, very proud on this. There are terms for numbers up to 10 raised to 140 in Sanskrit. And History of Indian Mathematics, that is a reference book that has been mentioned. Okay, let's continue. So now to make things easy, the term is used as large number of monkeys arrive. Okay, now you know what is a large number, 10 raised to 70. If anyone ever asks you how many monkeys came in, you should always remember this number. Okay. Rama, he praises Sugriva. When he saw this huge number of monkeys, he praises Sugriva. That thank you for calling all of them. And the description is given here of the names of the leaders and the number of monkeys who came in. Now this is given. Shatabali. Shatabali, he had 10,000 crore monkeys. Tara's father, Ruma's father, Kesari, Hanuman's father, Gavaksha, Dhumara, Panasa, Neela, Gavaya, Darimukha, Mainda, Dvivida. Dvivida, Mainda, both together. Gaja, Jambavan, Rumanvan, Gandamadana, Tara. Tara, this is another monkey. Okay, it's a male monkey, not Vali's wife. Vali's wife is different. She is female Tara. Tara is another male monkey. Indrajano, Rambha, Durmukha. Rambha again is a male monkey, not the Apsara Rambha. There are two Rambhas. Durmukha, Hanuman, Nala, Darimukha. So these are all the monkey leaders and they had so many number of monkeys under their control. I'll share all this so you can note it down later. Okay. So Vinata. Vinata is not here, but Sugriva, he asks Rama to command his army, saying that now this my army is all yours. You can command them. You can tell them what they have to do. And Sugriva then asks Vinata, a leader of monkeys, you take about 1 lakh monkeys, go in the east direction. Where exactly you must go in the east direction, that also is described in detail. Maybe today we will not have much time, but I will tell you exactly. Sugriva, he tells all the monkeys which exactly direction of Bharatadesha you must cover. So the east, which area exactly they covered, west where they covered exactly, north and south. He tells them which are places you have to go so that you cover entire Bharata. Sugriva tells us. This shows the geographical knowledge of Sugriva and the geographical knowledge of Valmiki. Rama, he replies Sugriva, Nyayatam mama vaidehi यदि जीवति मानव स च देशो महाप्राज्ञा यस्मिन् वसति रावणः. When Sugriva tells Rama that you please command my army, Rama tells only one thing. I just want to know whether Sita is alive or no. Just find out the whereabouts of Ravana, nothing else. नाहमस्मिन् प्रभुः कार्ये वानरेश न लक्ष्मणः त्वमस्य हेतुः कार्यस्य प्रभुश्च प्लवगेश्वर. Further he says, me nor my brother Lakshmana, we are fit to command. The other we should not command because you are the king of monkeys and you are the right person who should do it. Your monkeys will always listen to you. So therefore you take the leadership in your hand and you start commanding the monkeys. And this description is given here. तस्य मध्ये महान् श्वेतः ऋषभो नाम पर्वतः दिव्यगन्धैः कुसुमितैः आचितैश्च नगैर्वृतः सरश्च राजतैः पद्मैः ज्वलितैर्हेमकेसरैः नाम्ना सुदर्शनं नाम राजहंसैः समाकुलम्. So Sugriva starts advising the monkeys and he says that while you go on the eastern terrain, what you can see is you will see a white mountain called Rishabha. It will have a lot of silver flowers around. There is a lake also named Sudarshana. It will have silver lotuses and royal swans will be there in such a place. स्वादोदस्योत्तरे देशे योजनानि त्रयोदश जातरूपशिलो नाम महान् कनकपर्वतः. Once you go there, north yojanas, Rishabha, this place they reach. Then you have a lake called Sudarshana. Then there will be an ocean that comes in. From there, if you go about 13 yojanas further, you have a huge golden mountain called Jata Rupa Shila. Ayam Sudarshano Dvipaha Puro Yasya Prakashade Yasmim Stejascha Chakshuscha Sarva Prana Pradamapi. There you have the Sudarshana island, and here you can see the sun rising there. So why here you have this reference? The eastern part of Bharata is the sun rises first, right? So that is that island from where you can actually see the sun that rises first. All the monkeys first go there. Hanuman, Angada and Jambavan, they further go down south and he further describes the southern terrain. अयोमुखश्च गन्तव्यः पर्वतो धातुमण्डितः विचित्रशिखरः श्रीमान् चित्रपुष्पितकाननः सचन्दनवनोद्देशः मार्गितव्यो महागिरिः. Sugriva says you look for Sita all over Ayomukha. Ayomukha is a Malaya Parvata. It has got a lot of peaks. It looks very good. So it has got a lot of sandalwood forest also. द्वीपस्तस्यापरे पारे शतयोजनमायतः अगम्यो मानुषैर्दीप्तः तमार्गध्वं समन्ततः. Beyond this, in 100 yojanas, you have another island which you can go and explore and look for Sita. तत्र सर्वात्मना सीता मार्गितव्या विशेषतः स हि देशस्थो वध्यस्त रावणस्य दुरात्मनः राक्षसाधिपतेर्वासः सहस्राक्षसमुद्यतेः. So here he says, you go to this place, look out for Sita. Now in detail, still more places are given. I'll tell you next time all those places. But if you see, all this description that is given even till date, you can relate to geography. That's how you have the sandalwood forest. Even today, if you go to certain places in South India, I think Mysore also, right? Anyone knows where are sandalwood forests? It's in Mysore area. Vairappan, correct. Yeah. So maybe in the southern terrain now they were already in Kishkinda. That's all in Karnataka, right? So in places like that they used to explore there. Next. Now for the southern troop that went upon, Sugriva had a lot of Vishwasa. He had belief saying that this troop will surely come out with some message. So he gives them an incentive. What was that? He says, Yes Tomasa Nivrittogre Drashta Site Divakshati Mattulya Vibhavo Bhogaihi Sukham Saviharishyati. So Sugriva had given 1 month time. That is it. He says, one who returns in 1 month to announce that Sita has been found somewhere, I will bless them with, I will give them a chance to spend a very luxurious life. Sushena and his army, they were sent to a western direction with about 2 lakh monkeys under the leadership of Sushena. And Shatabali, he goes about in the north direction. North terrain is also described in detail. So north and south, I will tell you the places later. अर्थिनः कार्यनिर्वृत्तिम् अकर्तुरपि यश्चरेत् तस्य स्यात् सफलं जन्म किं पुनः पूर्वकारिणः. So here, now all these monkeys, why this verse has been mentioned, you might feel that it is out of context to help with our samskara. Now all these monkeys who were there, they did not know Rama, they did not have any personal connection with Rama and so on. But they all were ready to help. It's not just one or two, right? You say 10 raised to 7. So just imagine the number of monkeys. Now, even if for us in today's times, even if you have to help a person who's very much known to you, we'll think 100 times, right? Should I help? Should I not help? And to a certain level, we help. Beyond that, we don't go. But all these monkeys, they rendered help in such a way when they didn't even know who the person was, right? So what to speak of those whom we know and that help which has already rendered to him. So here what happens is in the case of Sugriva, he had to help Rama because Rama had helped him. But all the other monkeys, they didn't even have any connection, but still they were helping Rama selflessly. So this shows helping someone is our nature. It has to be there in our roots very, very strong. Okay. So with this, we will stop here for today. We will look at how the monkeys, where exactly they went in which directions and so on. We will continue next Sunday. Yeah, today we'll stop here.